The Grand Council chamber stretched endlessly beneath crystalline domes that reflected starlight from a dozen systems. Representatives from 73 species sat in carefully arranged circles, their translators humming softly as debates echoed across the vast space. At the center, Earth's ambassador James Mills stood beside his diplomatic protector, whose empty hands had become the subject of heated discussion. Captain Lisa King maintained perfect stillness, her uniform crisp despite the 30-hour journey through hyperspace. Unlike the Thraxian guards with their dual plasma cannons or the Valorian sentinels encased in powered armor, she wore no weapons, carried no visible defenses. Her presence alone prompted whispers that rippled through the assembly. The Terran delegation, rumbled the Helix ambassador through multiple vocal chambers, shows disrespect with undefended presence. What protection exists without armament? Ambassador Mills clasped his hands behind his back. Our protector system differs from standard galactic protocols, honored colleagues. We follow ancient human philosophy. True strength requires no display of force. The Corvan representative, its chitinous plates clicking disapprovingly, gestured with 4 arms. Philosophy means nothing against real threats. Our records show human military capabilities exceed minimal standards. Why this peculiar choice? Ambassador. Mills glanced at Captain King, who offered the slightest nod. Perhaps a demonstration would clarify our position. Corvan guards, please advance on Captain King with training weapons activated. 3 massive Corvan warriors stepped forward, each carrying ceremonial shock staves that could safely stun most species. They approached Captain King, who remained motionless until the first attacker swung downward. In one fluid motion, she sidestepped, redirected the stave's momentum, and sent the guard stumbling past her. The second lunged forward. She pivoted, using his own weight to guide him into his companion. The third hesitated, which proved his downfall as King advanced, disarmed him with precise movements, and left all 3 sprawled on the chamber floor. The entire assembly fell silent. Human diplomatic protectors, Ambassador Mills continued calmly, train extensively in defensive arts that require no weapons. Their philosophy centers on neutralization without escalation. They protect through skill, not firepower. The Therian Collective's speaker projected holographic images. But surely advanced threats require advanced responses. Our data suggests human warriors possess devastating weaponry. Captain King spoke for the first time, her voice carrying clearly across the chamber. Weapons create fear. Fear breeds aggression. Aggression leads to conflict. In diplomatic settings, our presence calms tensions rather than inflame them. We become part of the solution, not part of the problem. The Draknari ambassador, whose species valued honor through combat, leaned forward. Yet you risk your charges, lives with this limitation. With respect, King replied. The greatest threats to diplomatic missions come from misunderstandings, not military actions. Weapons suggest distrust. Trust prevents incidents before they begin. A new voice emerged from the far wall as the energy-based luminary representative materialized. The humans speak wisdom disguised as weakness. We have observed their diplomatic success rates exceed all others by considerable margins. Perhaps correlation exists. Ambassador Mills nodded graciously. Our protectors train in psychological assessment, de-escalation techniques, and non-lethal response systems. They read situations, predict problems, and prevent crises through presence, alone. When violence becomes unavoidable, they possess sufficient skill to handle threats without lethal force. The Corvan representative helped his guards to their standing positions, examining them with newfound respect. Your protector disabled 3 trained warriors without causing harm. This requires exceptional ability. It requires dedication to principles, Captain King corrected. Any soldier can destroy. Few can protect without destroying. Fewer still can inspire confidence through restraint, rather than intimidation. The session continued as various delegations questioned the human approach. Representatives shared instances where armed protectors had inadvertently escalated situations, creating diplomatic incidents that took years to resolve. Others noted how human diplomatic success often correlated with their unique protection philosophy. Finally, the ancient arbiters, whose species had overseen council proceedings for millennia, spoke through their crystalline representatives. The human approach challenges conventional wisdom yet produces measurable results. Their protectors demonstrate that true strength lies in control, not capability. This council recognizes the validity of alternative security philosophies. As the session concluded, several species approached Captain King with requests for training, exchanges. The Helix wanted to understand de-escalation techniques. The Valorians expressed interest in non-lethal combat arts. Even the weapon-proud Thraxians inquired about psychological assessment protocols. Ambassador Mills gathered his materials, watching as his protector engaged respectfully with former skeptics. Strange how empty hands can open more doors than loaded weapons, Captain King smiled slightly. Not strange, sir. Just human. Outside the council chamber, starlight painted geometric patterns across the observation deck. Other diplomatic teams passed by, their heavily armed escorts creating wide berths between delegations. The human team walked unimpeded, their approach drawing nods rather than nervous glances. As they reached their shuttle, Ambassador Mills turned to his protector. Think they finally understand? Captain King watched the stars wheeling overhead. Understanding takes time, but today they saw a possibility. Tomorrow maybe they'll consider adoption. Next year perhaps the galaxy becomes a little safer because guards start thinking before reaching for weapons. And if they don't, then we continue setting examples. One diplomatic mission at a time. One crisis averted. One mind changed. That's how real change happens. Gradually, consistently, without force. The shuttle lifted off, carrying its unarmed protector back toward Earth. Behind them, the Galactic Council chamber buzzed with unprecedented discussion about the relationship between security and trust, strength and wisdom, weapons and peace. In the vast emptiness between stars, a small human vessel demonstrated that sometimes the most powerful message comes not from what you carry, but from what you choose to leave behind.